Okay, guys, good morning. Today I'm going to do this video is really short. You need to understand that the last time we did a door, remember, it kind of rotated in the wrong way, because every door has a pivot. A pivot is the center position of where something begins to rotate. Let me give you an example by using this little game box over here. If this was your door, okay, the pivot usually is in the middle. So that means that it would rotate like a rotating door. But if you move that pivot over to the end, now it'll rotate like it should. Okay? The problem is that a lot of these objects you can't just move the pivot. And another name for pivot in this case, when we're talking about a door, is called a hinge. Okay? Those of you that don't know what a hinge is the piece of hardware that holds the door to the frame, and it opens and swings it, open and close. That's the hinge. Okay? Every door has a hinge. Every cabinet in your house for your in the kitchen has a hinge. So that is what that is. Okay? That's the pivot. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so last time I told you to download the door pack, which I hope you did. And if you use the actual door pack that I gave you, that one will go smoother. That way, later on you can experiment if you want to. But let me explain to you what exactly happened here. Okay, when you laid down the door, what happened was, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna hit Control V a couple of times just to go back. You don't have to do this. Okay, I'm just going back to how my thing was over here. All right, so if you notice over here, I've placed the door. Okay, I've got the door placed over here. Now, if you notice over here, when you place this door, and the door that you're supposed to place is the one that's in the door pack, it's under prefabs, and it's door number 1. Okay, door number 1. You just placed it and you put it in. Okay, now, notice that over here, when you place that door, it says door 1 up here, and now it says retro group 6. Okay, that means that retro group 6 is the actual door, and the actual door 1 is most likely the frame. So it's that we call that a child of the door. So it's a child of the door, and the reason that it's called a child of the door is because obviously you see that the door is like the parent, and then the child is under here. So that is what we call that. Okay, so don't get confused with that. It's just the child of that. When you place one object into another one, you can either make it the child of or whatever you'd like. Okay, so we go back now to our button. And by the way, let me give you a little tip. Don't put the button too high up, because then it's hard to click the button while at the same time looking at the door. Try to put the button down so that you won't have that problem. So if you're having that problem, all you got to do is select the button, and then of course move it up or down to wherever it is that it's going to be more comfortable for you to click on it while you look at the door. Okay, it's important that you do that. All right, so we're going to put it right there. All right. So now what we're going to do is, notice when I click on the actual button, okay, and I go to my Playmaker, you're going to notice over here the states that you had done before. Remember all the states that you had done? All the states basically were on the actual button. But notice over here what it says. It says door 1. Okay, it says door 1. Okay, by the way, you click on where it says door closed, mouse down right there, and then that's the one you're looking at. You're not looking at this one. We'll look at that one afterwards. But right now we're looking at this one right here. This is the one we're looking at. So you click on it and select it, and then come over here to your state, and you'll notice it says door 1. Okay, you're not supposed to put door 1 in there. The reason, I can show you now what happens when you leave it this way. Let me show you. Okay, so I'm actually going to go to the door. Okay, notice that now with the button much lower, it's much easier to click on that button. Okay, it's much easier to click on the button. And notice now the door opens, but look how the door opens. It's like the center point is in the middle of the door. The hinge is in the middle. We don't want that, okay? So we're going to get out of play. and we're going to go back again to our button and back over here where it says specify game object, and right underneath it says door 1. You're going to drag, and this is how you do it so you won't get confused. Don't just click on it and click on it again. You're going to click on it, hold it down, your left mouse button, and drag it. While you're holding it down, your left mouse button, you're going to drag it and replace it here. Now it says Retro Group 06, okay, 006. Now you come over here to this FSM, okay, the finite state machine, this one. And if I click on it, notice that now here, because one is to open the door, one is to close the door, so it opens and closes the right way. So now here I have door 1, same problem I had with the other state. So what I'm going to do is the same exact thing. I'm just going to go over here to the retro, I think it's Retopoo Group 6, that one. Click on it, hold it down, and drag it in here, okay, and replace the door 1. Now what you've done is you actually are going to be opening and closing that door. You're not doing the entire frame, okay? Remember that the door here is it's like the frame of the door, and then the Retro Group 06 is the actual door, okay? So you could later on in the future, don't do it now, but if you don't want to get confused, the door 1 could be renamed frame, okay, if you'd like to, okay, but it's not necessary. So now if I hit play, you're going to notice now that I'm going to go towards my door, okay, I'm going to go towards my door over here. All right, let's come here towards my door, and I'm going to click on the door, and now the door opens correctly and closes correctly. You see that? See where the hinge is now? Okay, there's another way of doing it through an empty game object, and I'm going to teach you that next time. But right now, just to get that door up and running and working, that is how you do it. Okay, notice now I can open and close the door. All right, now later on I'll teach you how to reposition the button so you don't have to be, looking all the way down and stuff like that. But, we'll work on that afterwards. But right now what I want you to do is go to your cabin and go ahead and fix that door that you put in. If you want it to act exactly the way I did, I would use the same door, okay, because if not, then you're going to have problems. Later on you can experiment if you want with other doors, but that is how you do it. So as a recap, just to show you what I did, okay, I'm going to get out of play here. This is a recap. I'm going to click on my button. Notice over here I have door open and door closed. Before, when I clicked on door open, my state over here said door 1. That's not the one I want. I want to replace it with a Retro Group 006, which I just grabbed, placed down the left click on the mouse button and hold it down, and then I'm going to do it and then drag it right in there without letting go, and now you let go. Okay, so we're going to do that with that one, and with this state machine, we're going to do the same. Before, I used to have door 1 here. Now, obviously, I changed it, so I just drag it and place it in there. So that's it. That's all you have to do. It's actually pretty simple, okay, the way to do it. So I hope you learned something here. This is how to change the actual hinge. But later on, I'm going to teach you how to do that with any object, how to actually change it, and it's through an empty game object. And I'll explain to you what that is in the next lesson. Thank you. Have a great day.